Sorry about that little bit of technical difficulty. Training to be a producer for any show is really hard, so Megaliza, I love you so much. She's my girlfriend. I am going to make her my wife. I love her so much. She's running the computer. She's probably red hot shaking right now. I know the feeling, so please, there's going to be a few bumps along the way. It's prone to happen. It's bound to happen. It's going to happen. Thank you so much for your patience. Back to it now. Kevin Feige is going to be the CCO of Marvel. Like we said, that's a good thing. 10 years, $26 billion. Why wouldn't we trust him to bring us into this new age? And what that new age is a lot of Disney Plus stuff. So this is actually going to be really cool. So Loki and WandaVision is going to be a new show coming to Disney Plus. Hopefully that's going to be in the first quarter, which means April, June of 2021. And when you hear that, you're like, wow, it's so far away. Not really. It's about to be 2020 and then just 1 year after that. And those are just the beginning. We have Miss Marvel, some She-Hulk. There was a bunch of different ones I read on that list of what's going to be coming under Disney Plus, under Kevin Feige, as long as they listen to him. I think, we're going to get into the discussion of what he produces in a little bit because Francis Ford Coppola got a little mouthy. But I think that he knows what he's doing. Maybe not every single one is a grand slam, but most of them are fun. And they're comic book movies. I find comic books fun. I do every now and then like to read a really good, gritty comic book and get in and think about it. But for the most part, issue after issue, growing up, I just read them because they're fun. And I think that the movies kind of reflect that too. We'll get to more of what I mean about that in just a minute. In Pandemic in Houston, apparently it's at some sort of fest or Comic-Con, we had Sebastian Stan. And he said that the new Winter Soldier and Falcon show is going to start production on Monday. So starting Monday, we're going to get a production of that. And that's what I'm saying. That's some more Disney Plus information, some more Disney Plus, what's the word I'm looking for, media coming your way in that Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's some of the best characters in that. I love Civil War in that scene where Spider-Man finally wraps them up and Falcon does his little thing on his little thing and he gets them going out of there. And Sebastian Stan, a.k.a. the Winter Soldier, is like, you couldn't have done that earlier? And Anthony Mackie goes, I hate you. I think that's really funny. I think it's really good. I'm really excited for that show. WandaVision looks... We'll see how that's going to work because I thought the Vision was dead. And then finally Loki. We thought he was dead too, and spoilers to Endgame 3, 2, 1, we did see him get the Tesseract and kind of dip out of that situation. So we'll see where that's going to go. I think it's pretty cool. I'm excited for all things Marvel. What do you think? Again, we're going to come back and talk at the very end of this, because now there's also some DC movie stuff to talk about. The Joker movie stairs are a tourist trap now, if you will. They're actually right in New York. You can find them yourself. They connect Shakespeare and Anderson Avenue at West 167th Street. And a lot of people are flocking to them and taking pictures. Normal, everyday people to cosplayers are showing up on the stairs and doing their thing. Something that I thought was kind of interesting, and it's a way turned into left field. But if you've seen the movie, you know that Gary Glitter's sports theme. It's the one that goes, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey! Yes, but if you don't know anything about him, he's kind of a creep and he went to jail for creepy reasons. We're going to keep this PG, but it's creepy reasons. I read today and I felt very good. He does not get any money from that. So if you're going down the Joker stairs going, you're not helping out a perv. So that's really nice to know. People are flocking there. I can see why. I absolutely love the movie. It has now taken over. It's higher box office and gross than Doctor Strange. We're not trying to compare the two, but just as it keeps climbing and shoving off different things from different places, it's really climbing there. To keep it fair, it also shoved Justice League right off. So for DC, they're feeling pretty good right now. I wouldn't doubt if we see some more Joker coming in the future. But what we are going to see is definitely some The Batman. I am really excited for this. This is what I wanted to see the most out of all the Justice League. I was really excited when Affleck didn't come back because I heard from Matt Reeves, who was the director, after the Justice League, he said, we're doing some different stuff. We're going back. We're being detectives. I really want to see that. Pattinson recently had a quote, and let me just pull it up here. And I kind of felt bad for the dude because he immediately had to stop and think about what he said. But he said, I love the director, Matt Reeves, and it's a dope character. So right there, everybody went, wow, Pattinson, dope. That's a great way to just to describe this man who we all love so much. But we are nitpicky people, so I could see why. But anyway, his morality is a little bit off. He's not the golden boy. Unlike almost every other comic book character, there is a simplicity to his worldview, but where it sits is strange, which allows you to have more scope with the character. That's what he said in an interview, because everything he does now for press for different movies, everybody's going to talk about the Batman. In the same interview, he said he started hitting the weights already. And right after that comment, he kind of paused, and the interviewer went, "Why'd you pause?" And he, for more or less, now this is a paraphrase, not a direct quote, for more or less, he went, "Every time I talk about something big, I kind of look like an a-hole later. So I just kind of want to drop that. I want to leave it on the DL, not mention it at all, and just kind of let the movie go as it's going to go." I think he's going to do great in it, and I'm really excited about the casting choices that we got for some villains. As you know, or may not know, Catwoman is going to be played by Zoe Kravitz. That's an awesome casting choice, especially because she's a little familiar with the character from voicing her in the Lego DC movie. On top of that, we also got Paul Dano as the Riddler. It took me a while to recognize the name. I'm sorry, Mr. Dano, it's not a personal slight on you, but Little Miss Sunshine, I don't think you said too many words, because like that was your character. I'm not blaming that on you, but the character didn't want to speak until he got into the Air Force, if you're trying to remember. The thing I know him most from is The Girl Next Door. If anybody remembers that late 90s, early 2000s about Emil Hirsch and he's got two best friends, he's one of the best friends, and he's quiet and reserved. And even when you look at his photo, he looks quiet and reserved. So I think this kind of underlying, hey, from the outside, I don't think I should be afraid of this man, is a good choice, because that's how he should. You know, he is a very smart character. I definitely don't want to see any Jim Carrey madness going on. Again, no, I'm not trying to kick Jim Carrey right where his sun don't shine, but he seemed to look at Cesar Romero and be like, "Hey, Tommy Lee Jones, do you want to both just do this?" And go, hee hee hee, and no bueno, not too good. The guy in the Gotham show got a better touch towards it, but again, I didn't watch it all the way through, so I can't even say 100%. But it wasn't my cup of tea either. Hopefully this time Mr. Dano gets it. I would enjoy that. I think we as an entire community would enjoy that. Again, let me know in the comments as we go along. Up next, some Star Wars news. Who doesn't like Star Wars? So Disney Plus is this thing that I was just talking about with Marvel, but of course we know Disney owns everything. So Disney Plus is basically the gauntlet, the infinity gauntlet of media. It will have Disney, Pixar, Walt Disney, animations, Star Wars. It's going to have a little bit of everything. So this Disney Plus is going to come out next month. It's going to be a subscription like everything else. You know, this is their swing at old Netflix, and hopefully they're going to do a good job at it because they have everything that you want to watch. I don't see why we wouldn't pay this, but Disney just let a bunch of people in to watch some stuff, and 37 minutes of The Mandalorian was shown. Now, those unfamiliar with the name, you probably do know it if you do know Star Wars, and that's Boba Fett. You know, that's their people. You see his crest. There's even one, I just watched something on Star Wars Episode 1, and even though that movie is, if you watch the pod race scene where all of the drones, and there's some drones, there's some other alien creatures are all tagging up with the flags. You remember that part? There's a big Mandalorian crest on there. And also then, if you go back, and we're going to talk about J.J. Abrams in a second, but his last one, The Force Awakens, there's also a giant Mandalorian flag. They're everywhere, so the Mandalorian is deep in Star Wars history. If you haven't seen the trailer, don't turn this off to go watch it. Wait for this to be over and then go watch it because it is pretty awesome. A lot of people saw it. People from Entertainment Tonight, the Associated Press, and Screen Rant said, "Hey, I saw 37 minutes of it and it rocked my socks." I'm pretty excited about it. If you cannot tell, Star Wars to the end. I love me some Star Wars, and I loved me some Boba Fett, man. And to see Attack of the Clones and see where that all kind of came from, and that small little cinematic pinch of what is the underlying story of The Mandalorian was cool. So hopefully we get a little bit more of that. We have some fire directors on it right now. I just read that Taika Waititi did the finale of the first season. Jon Favreau has also been really involved with the first season, but he's also been now confirmed to come back for the second season, with production of the second season already confirmed as well. So that's a lot of holy good gods. We're really jumping on this right now. They're striking while the iron's hot, and I really don't blame them for doing so, especially with these directors. You know, they're giant Marvel juggernauts. Also, Taika Waititi has that really strange movie coming out right now. It's got Bunny in the name. If you know it, hit me up in the comments. I'll read it in a little bit. But it looks absolutely sideways and in a good way. And I love that type of humor. I want to see more of that type of humor. So I'm not saying that The Mandalorian has to be funny, but I think that somebody who can look at Nazis and make a joke out of it and make me want to go see a movie about it, being so, obviously, I mean, I guess it's not a really hardcore thing to say I'm anti-Nazi, but, you know, doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is I think he's got weird perspectives, and that's what I want to see. Hashtag perspectives. Shout out Send Request. So that's Jon Favreau and T equal TDT. What I'm going to do, I'm going to establish this right now. When I'm done with the card, boom, it flies. Finally, we are finding out a little bit more about when you can get tickets to see The Rise of Skywalker. It's another J.J. Abrams flick. He's coming back. A lot of people weren't a big fan of Rian Johnson and what he did in the last one. I'm going to go out and put myself on this island. Go ahead and yell at me if you will. I'm one of those people. Didn't really dig it. Sorry. I'm really excited for him to come back. So Monday, if you want to watch the Jets and the Patriots, for those who are watching Knicks Nerd News going, what are those? Those are football teams. If you're a football fan and you don't think that dressing up to go to a football game and paint is the same thing as nerds going in cosplay to a convention, I think you're a crazy person, but that's a story for another day. 10/21/19, this Monday, watch that game. We get the final trailer for The Rise of Skywalker, the final full trailer, and that's the day you can buy your tickets. Sound fun? Finally, some Funko Pop stuff, because I love me some Funko Pops. Today was the day. I had a really long weekend working, and budget constraints have caused me to take my collection and really slow it down. It had gone to, Hot Topic. Shout out Hot Topic. I am not being provided any compensation by Hot Topic, but if they wanted to, they usually do a 3 for $27 deal. I'd go out and, maybe not every weekend, but every other weekend. Like if I saw 3 that I'd like, okay, that is stopped dead. But I did pick up one. Look at it. It is the Tony Stark with the Infinity Gauntlet pop. Look at all those pretty little freaking gems in there. I got it off Mercari. Once again, Mercari's not giving me any money, but if they want to. Mercari's awesome for buying and selling stuff, so that's why I went to them for that, because you can literally list and see different people listing the same thing for different prices, add on plus or minus free shipping, and really kind of find the best deal for you. And then, on top of that, you can offer them. You can even try to lowball these people and be like, I'll offer you $5 less than what you said. And sometimes they take it. So that's my new pop. Did you get any new pops? Let's go to the comments. But before we do that, the major topic conversation, the one I thought if anybody's going to start talking, it's going to be about this. It was a Francis Ford Coppola quote. So recently in Marvel, they've had a little bit of heat come after them from quote-unquote old-school traditional filmmakers. The first one being Scorsese. And more or less he said, listen, I tried to watch him. It wasn't my cup of tea, so I don't watch him anymore. And people got upset. On top of that, he said really that it's not cinema. It's not the cinema that he expects it to be. And that's what I kind of was hinting at earlier. Biggest shout out to the Reasons I'm Broke podcast. Daniel Kelly, love you guys. Go check them out. Great podcast. They have likened it, and I enjoy it very much, to fast food versus a sit-down meal. That Marvel is basically shelling out Big Mac meals. And I agree, but I'm not making it demeaning. I'm not trying to put that down and agreeing with that. Because obviously, I eat Big Macs. I love Big Macs. When I'm in the mood for a Big Mac's what I get, and it never disappoints. And the same thing when I watch a Marvel movie. On the other hand, when you sit down to watch something a little bit more dense, Batman v Superman, I'm a giant fan. Fight me, change my mind, comment section, try me. But I am a giant fan of that. So that's a little bit denser. It's more of a steak. It's more of I'm trying to find these flavors in them. I'm trying to find them and pull them out and do that a little bit more than the obvious of the smackdown 2 all beef patties, best sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. McDonald's doesn't give me money, but if they did, you know what? They don't even have to pay me. Just give me a gift card that never runs out, and I will eat Big Macs and talk about Big Macs until they eventually kill me. So now Scorsese basically said that, it's a carnival. It's not cinema. It's flashy lights. It's look at me, look at this, the end. Are you happy? And it doesn't give you anything past the movie to think about, to want to digest. You just leave there going, I was happy. And that's fine. A lot of people need that. I need that. When I left Endgame, I was happy. I was like, okay, we're done with this. Something else is happening. I'm happy. When I left Batman v Superman, I wouldn't say the initial feeling is happy, but I was satisfied. I went and I was like, now that was a movie about Batman and Superman. And it was long and there was several layers. And I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. They're not all the best layers, but they're layers. It's kind of like Rachel's trifle. You know, you got your jam, your ladyfingers, your meat sauteed with peas, some more jam, some more ladyfingers. Just something every now and then, you know, I'm like the Joey. It's like, what's not to like? You know, these different layers. I was that guy. Now, to really just make this long story even longer, Francis Ford Coppola said some stuff, and he said, when Martin Scorsese says that Marvel pictures are not cinema, he's right, because we expect to learn something from cinema. We expect to gain something, some enlightenment, some knowledge, some inspiration. I don't know what anyone gets anything out of seeing the same movie over and over. So again, just kind of siding with him, but this was the sticker with the little pin. Martin was kind when he said it's not cinema. He didn't say it's despicable, which is what I just said. Thank you, Yahoo News. Please don't be suing me. I gave you credit, Yahoo News. I told you were on there. What do you guys think about that? I'm sorry I'm looking at my phone so much because now I'm going to join the conversation. Gosh, I hope somebody's there watching. If you are, thank you. As you see, it's backwards in my mind. So I think I got to go this way. If not, it's going this way. Either way, there is a scroll going underneath with all my thank yous. Big shout out to all those people because I really could not do any of this without you. There I am. Let's see what's going on. Now I got to turn myself down. This is a big problem on the Epstein. I got 3 people watching. Oh, thank you. Jojo Rabbit, Sam Connell. Thank you very much. The Taika Waititi movie that I was talking about is called Jojo Rabbit. Looks really good. John Popko, damn, Kevin Smith is looking great these days. Yes, I have slimmed out a little bit more. I've left my luxurious home and successful podcasts to change my name to Nick and start down here with 3 viewers. Johnny, that was funny. Thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in, man. Alex, thoughts on the canceled Gambit movie? Upset. Ooh, man, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Upset. I think that Channing Tatum was going to do a good job. But was Fox going to do a good job? That's the hard part, you know, because X-Men Origins makes me cringe. It really does send a weird shiver up my spine when I think of that other boy, John Carter. That's not his real name, but he was in a Disney movie called John Carter. Again, if you wouldn't mind helping me with a name. And his accent was bad, and the whole thing was weird, and he was flying planes. And then at the end, like 3 Mile Island is destroyed, and he still gets out. I don't know. So that was not good. Gambit, however, is metal. I've talked about Disney Plus a lot. I'm really excited for it, especially because Marvel is in there. And check this out. If you loved the X-Men 90s, that is all going to be sitting waiting for you for Disney Plus. Same thing for the Spider-Man. But in that X-Men 90s, Gambit was cool, man. Like, I don't even need to talk about his design. He had a weird, it wasn't even a mask. It was kind of the opposite of a mask. If you really think about what a pull-over mask should do, it should cover your face. Think about a pull-over mask and then cut your face out of it. That's what he did. He was like, I need to wear something. But no, my hair and my face need to be seen because I am a beautiful man from Louisiana. Yeah, the staff, a giant coat, and he throws cards. Like, he could take a card and the sound effect for it too, if you remember that. You know, it would light up and all of a sudden he'd be like, Zoom! And all of a sudden, much better than that, stuff would blow up. So the character is great. A Gambit movie is something I would see yesterday. I don't think they're ever going to get to it. I really honestly think that now that Disney has bought over all of Fox, they're going to pump the brakes and kind of do what they've been doing with the other characters and slowly pushing them in. So I think it's going to be a while until we see the X-Men on the big screen again for a while. And to be honest, with the saturation that was out there, I don't think that's a bad thing. But yes, thanks, Alex. Thank you for tuning in and for the question. I really do enjoy it. Really, really hope that they make one, but I don't think so. But I'm pissed. That's the answer in a very, very short roundabout way of saying I'm upset that I'll never get to see it. But I think it's safer to assume that it's better than nothing is better than anything that era Fox Studios would have made via the X-Men. If that's an answer, I don't know. People watch me. Also, Brightburn, if you got to see it. I have not seen that yet. That looks really awesome. In fact, I think it's on HBO now. They're not paying me. If they want to, they can. I've not seen it yet. I want to. For those who don't know and want to be a little bit intrigued, imagine if Superman landed in Kansas. You know, the Superman story is real. A little boy with superpowers comes down, and by the time he's, I don't know, 8, 9, or 10, he realizes, I'd rather be evil. So what would you do with a superpowered 11-year-old who wants to just go around killing stuff? I don't know, but I'm very interested in seeing it. Let's just check one more time. I still have 4 people watching. That's 4 more people than I swear I ever thought were going to be watching. I thank everybody so much. I thank, once again, of course, Megaliza, my girlfriend, my love, who has sit in there, is working the computer. I'm sure she's been shaking this whole time. I love you. I thank you so much for doing this. I thank everybody down here. You're also in the credits. That's right. If I have an opening, I'm definitely going to have a credit sequence too. You're in there. They include a lot of people who mean a lot to me. Some of them right here with me. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I'm going to do this every single Sunday at 7. I'm not going to lie. This was a little bit of a bumpy road for both me and my producer, my love. We're going to make it tighter and better, and I'm going to keep coming back at you. Thank you guys so much for everything. I really enjoyed this. Has been probably one of the fastest half hours of my life. But thank you. Thank you all so much. Let's see if we can get the credits on, and I'll answer some more questions offline if you want. I'll do whatever I need. But just thank you. I've had a lot of fun. I've been Nick James. This has been Nick's Nerd News version 2.0, coming live Sundays at 7. Y'all have a great night. I don't know why I said y'all. We're not in Texas, but whatever. Take care, guys. Have a great night.